Bloodlines. This music is from a game apparently called Monstania. $110 damn months. Beartrix, thank you for 110 months. Very much appreciated. I have a story to share. I thought I was losing my mind today. I was working and whatnot, and periodically throughout the day, I kept hearing a man's voice, like over a radio. It kind of sounded like over a radio. But I couldn't identify where it was coming from. It was never occurring long enough for me to like track down where it was happening. So that kind of happened periodically throughout the day. And I told Nakomi I'm hearing voices. So this is the end, I guess. And fortunately, I managed to be present at the source for the voice. And the voice was my voice coming out of my headset because Craigit was testing alerts. Well, don't give him too much credit. Number one, he didn't know he was doing it. Number two, I was a big contributor to the circumstances of my own demise. I was indeed hearing my own voice. Yes, that was the story, Sith. Yeah, I wasn't at my streaming setup all day, so there was just this distant voice, Craig. Which is fine. It was funny. And made for a funny story. Just portable alerts. I just have alerts on all the time, streaming or not.
So you're telling me I ran all the way down here to look at space jizz?
What? Beer, thank you for the biddies? I don't think I've heard this one before. Beat your meat, bud. Sith, thank you for the biddies. What in the world? Well, before we fully get into tonight's double feature, I want to talk a little bit about the remedial cool work. Because infamously, I had to admit last time that I did not manage to finish the TV show in time. And I have, in the meantime, or since then, finished it up. And what's funny is that I think the remaining episodes that I hadn't finished were my favorites. I was actually starting to warm up to the TV series. Now that said, I watched in a weird order. So I think the last ones that I finished up were like 8, 9, 10, and 11. But they were all like this Monster of the Week stuff, which was really good, I thought. I liked Water Hazard and the one with the fucking... the weird plants that explode. The acid plants. It was good stuff. Made me kind of sad that they didn't continue. The wood bugs, yeah. The wood bugs was a weird one. What was the moment? Sitting here waiting for this answer. It's a huge amount of dead air. Twitchell goes off on a rant, and the new scientist says, "Are you done?" And he's like, "Yeah," and sits back down. Oh. Yeah. I liked the new scientist squad as well that they brought into it. It was all coming together, man. I think that they started to kind of have a show on their hands. It's too bad that they killed it. It's also too bad that Sci-Fi sabotaged it by running it all out of order and jumbled for no reason at all. I really didn't care for the stupid, annoying character. What was his name? Frank? Could have done without that character. Larry? Was his name Larry? Yeah, I think it was Larry. It was some, like, forgettable 5-letter name like Frank or Larry or Jerry. Seems to be a plague upon the franchise that, for whatever reason, Bert has to have an obnoxious sidekick. Yeah, it kind of makes sense that the show would have to become something like a Monster of the Week because, like, the fucking graboids, there's only so much you can do here, right? And not only that, but they closed the loop with the whole, like, graboid, shriekers, ass blasters thing. They didn't really have anywhere else to go, anywhere to take them. The fucking Walmart thing, yeah. So, yeah. It wasn't like that made it an incredible show or anything, but definitely you could sort of see the promise in it. So, oh well. So tonight, we are digging into Tremors 4 and Tremors 5. The Legend Begins and Bloodlines. And I'll tell you what, right off the top, I'm going to give you my just sort of overall for both. I actually thought 4 was really good. And 5 sucks ass. 5 is horrific. But 4, I was really fucking surprised that it was actually good. It looked like it was going to be the worst idea of the bunch, right? Just judging a book by its cover, like, what is this? It's back in the past. What could they possibly be doing here? But they honestly kind of nailed it. It was fun and it told a coherent story. The acting was almost all up to snuff, acceptable at the least, bordering on good in general. This fucking guy, I don't know who he is, the fucking gunslinger guy. That guy felt weird and out of place. I don't know if that's somebody who was like, who was maybe big in the 60s and 70s and then appeared in this as a washed up actor or whatever. But the vibes were really kind of weird and off with this fucking guy here. Something was off with that guy. Fortunately, he's not around for much of the movie. He had the kind of vibes of like that it seemed like he kind of forgot how to act or maybe never knew. Reminded me of Tommy Wiseau. Oh, hi, Mark. Except for as a gunslinger. I don't know about that, Fox. The overall, like, the story in general, I would agree that that's sort of like, this is the origin of the Gummers being gunheads, but I don't think that particular gunslinger had too much to do with it. Well, no, you're kind of, maybe you are onto something there, because there is that bit of like Bert in this. I mean, obviously he's not Bert, but I was really surprised that they played this off as like he's the total opposite. So he wasn't like, there was none of the machismo. He was like kind of a stuck up capitalist guy, but turned out to actually have been washed up. Didn't really fuck with guns and violence, etc., etc. I liked this. Again, I just liked it. I thought it was a very enjoyable watch. I definitely wasn't confident at the beginning. At first, I was like, this looks kind of cheap. I don't think it's going to be good. But somewhere about like maybe a quarter of the way in, it started to grab me. It started to graboid me, and pull me in. Yeah, low expectations, same. I was dreading this as much as I was dreading 5, but this was pleasant. It exceeded expectations. And it was only racist like 30-40% of the time. Way better than 5. Both of these movies had cultural representation that I really couldn't tell you whether it was racist or not. It was just definitely weird vibes with some of the stuff. Like, there's some characters conspicuously missing here from this wallpaper, for instance, who are supposed to be, I guess, like Chinese immigrants. And that was a little, I don't know. This guy was a little, And then 5, I mean, boy, oh boy. It takes place in Africa. Yeah, the dance thing. Ay, ay, ay. I didn't know what to think about that. Yeah, the dance. I saw the like kind of graboid looking dragon sort of thing. I just was like, I want to die. I want to die. I don't know what this is. I just know that it's bad. That's when my video stopped working. Yeah, I mean, I don't think any of it was like setting out to be genuinely racist. I just was like kind of calling out that there's some uncomfortable stuff. One thing with 5 that really stuck out to me, and I gotta know if anybody else felt like this. And this is weird because 5 came out in like 2015, right? I think. Let me bring up my all of my research. Let me check here. Tremors. Not just Tremors though. Tremors 5, please. That's a different kind of Tremors. 2015, yeah. Okay, so 2015. This movie was really heavily, seemingly, trying to reference Jurassic Park? Did anybody else pick up on that? Wait, when did Jurassic World come out? Maybe they were trying to... oh my shit. Maybe that's why? Were they trying to, like, somehow... I mean, it would have been, like, the world's most lowest effort attempt, but... There was a lot of things that seemed like direct references to the original Jurassic Park. Like, there's the scene nearing the end in the kitchen where the ass blaster is... yeah, it is basically the kitchen scene from Jurassic Park 1. They had the flares thing going on. There was more. Believe me, there's more than that. There was some stuff that seemed like it was like beat for beat Jurassic Park. I'm probably forgetting a few of the things. So, yep, the bridge part. Let's see. Budget. I don't know that we get to know the budget. Is it silly to type million? Probably. Is there even a dollar sign on this page? Oh, it earned $2,704,810 from domestic home video sales. I don't know. I don't know. I will say I was impressed with the monsters. They looked good. They were well animated. They looked like they fit in like where they were appearing in terms of like lighting and stuff. And they seemed to also use like physical stuff for things. Like when they did the kitchen scene, they had the like the feet. I think the feet were like puppeted, actually present in the like physically there. But then the yeah, obviously the wider shots of like the full creature were like, you know, computer animated stuff, but well done, like surprisingly well done, I thought. One of the worst portions of the movie was perhaps Bert in a cage. Just awful. It wasn't even funny. It was just like, this is hard to watch. This is so cringe. I don't know what they're going for. It was so long. Yeah. Look at that. You guys, you both typoed the same word too. Differently, but nevertheless. But yeah, Bert in a Cage was not good. And in fact, I would say all of their attempts at humor were awful. I hate Jamie Kennedy. I think I kind of knew that already, but this really sealed the deal. I did not like that character, and I to the degree that I'm not sure I believe he was playing a character. I kind of feel like Jamie Kennedy showed up and he was just Jamie Kennedy for, you know, an hour and a half or whatever, however long the movie is. 95 minutes. I didn't even find the helicopter pilot funny. Just altogether, I did not like this movie. at all. It was really strange. The amount of like attempts to do catchphrases, and not even like their own new catchphrases, but just running the mill of like every catchphrase known to man, ever used in any film, ever in all of history. And they made Bert say so many of them. Like, just, ugh. He had a line for every fucking thing. In fact, I would say he did catchphrases more than he spoke. When he did speak, they completely converted his manner of speaking to military jargon stuff, which that's technically in character. He did do that, but he's also not in the military. And he also didn't only speak that way in previous content, you know? He also spoke like a human sometimes. So, well, yeah, it had been a long. I couldn't decide whether to say long or large. A long gap between Tremors 4 and 5. That's true. Even then, I don't know that I buy it. Dav, I feel like it's just, and where did they even pull him out of? The beginning of the movie is so fucking weird. It feels like Bert exists only in a sort of liminal space, like it's the fucking whatever they call it, the loading room from the Matrix. It's a white void, except for in Bert's case, it's all a Nevada void. It's all Nevada in every direction, never ending. There's nothing in there. There's nothing else anymore. It's just Bert and Nevada, and him, I guess, like selling his like snake jerky marinade thing. But he was just in the desert filming a commercial, I guess, but also a documentary, I guess. And then 2 people show up independently to find him there somehow. How do they find him there? I mean, at least Jamie Kennedy's character, I guess, sort of had a believable reason for why he would know where to go to find them. But the other fucking guy, how did he find them there? It's so implausible and such a shitty setup for this stupid fucking movie. God. And all of that dialogue. Ugh. After Jamie Kennedy shows up, and then there's the dialogue with the other guy as well. All of it is so fucking just either trite or cringe or just bad. Yeah, the other guy was the fucking not government guy. Yeah. Which they bungled that whole plot concept completely as well. The most, like, obvious, first of all. And even, fuck, man, what a terrible movie. So then the opening, the real opening of the film was those fucking guys, the one guy with the goggles, and then his friend who was taking a shit or whatever, who dies in the cave, falls in the cave, and then gets fucking killed. They didn't really introduce those guys very well. But the one seemed like he cared about, that his friend got, murdered or whatever. But then when we see that character again, first of all, I didn't fucking remember that guy when he showed back up again. It took me a second. And then further, they just made him like the world's biggest dickhead for no apparent reason whatsoever at all. He's sort of the witness of what occurred. Oh, How could I forget the other fucking thing that was so Jurassic Park? Where they fucking were the people uncovering the graboid fossil. How did I forget that? I knew there was something else that was pretty big. Yeah, the fucking fossil hunters uncovering a gosh damn graboid fossil. God. I'm telling you, Tremors 5. I didn't do that on purpose. Tremors 5, like, really has a lot of Jurassic Park in it for reasons unknown. Now, I mean, honestly, the best I can say here for Tremors 5 is just that I still like Michael Gross despite this movie. I don't have high hopes, Ifa. I don't know. I think we're in danger here because we've still got another movie with Jamie Kennedy in it, Tremors 6, and then Tremors 7. There's another young guy on the cover standing next to Bert, but as far as I understand it, Jamie Kennedy's last one is Tremors 6. So I have no idea. Like, do they? We're gonna find out, of course. But I'm wondering if it's gonna be that this is a new, stupid young sidekick guy for Bert, which I hate, or did Jamie Kennedy just not want to come back, and so they have a replacement young guy to be Bert's son from there on? Which, you know, whatever. But honestly, if we're rolling the dice on annoying sidekick characters in a Tremors movie, we're going to lose every time. So I don't have high hopes for any of the rest of this. I think that our glorious final moments with Tremors are truly going to be here in Tremors 4, which was actually good. And it's all a slow descent into hell. Tyler was okay. Okay, now I don't remember the names very well. Tyler was the best no contest. Fuck, who is that? Is that the dude from the TV show? Because if so, then I agree, he was good. He wasn't good at first. I thought it was extremely cringe at first, but then yes, he turned out to be the best. I think I was biased against him because the guy who he replaced from Tremors 3 was the fucking worst. The absolute worst. Me too, Dev. No, 4 is good. 4 is great, Zayfon. But let's see if there's anything about that in here. Wow, there's so little. There's like nothing about it. What the fuck? Huh. It doesn't say anything like that, though, Zayfod. Yeah, 4 was actually good. It might have been. I don't know. This seems like it had more effort than that put into it. Now, 3... maybe it could be 3. Because with 3, they would have still been in the mode to be spending that kind of money. And 3 looks like shit. Basically, start to finish, it looks like shit. So, maybe. But we would have uncovered that last time, right? I guess maybe we didn't get to it, or maybe I missed it. But yeah, 4 is actually good. From my perspective. There was a browser tie-in game called Dirt Dragons. The game concept development and programming was done by the Stampede Entertainment webmaster. That's so great. There is actually, I pulled up the official webpage. Here it is. Hold on. I don't know if there's going to be audio. I'm going to turn my little soundtrack off. Oh my God, it's up. It's all here, folks. It's all here. Excuse me. Is that because I hit
Stampede? Stampede!
God damn. Oh yeah. Oh man. Okay. Oh.
Get off of the ground, dead buddy!
That is not a clip from the film or anything. That is the webmaster.
Get off of the ground, dead buddy!
Oh, I thought that was coming from this button, but it's actually because I moused over the ground. Also, what is he saying? Isn't the phrase "dang nabbit" or something along those lines? But he says like "burn darn it," "gall darn it."
Get off of the ground, dead buddy!
I don't know what he's fucking saying. Oh, that's the chair. That's supposed to be the chair.
How?
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! That one's less funny. That one's not funny. Unless we got a palate cleanse.
Get off of the ground, dead buddy! Stampede! Get off of the ground, dead buddy!
He was not saying hog. He wasn't saying hog. He was saying how. Which is, whatever. Let's play Dirt Dragons, can we? Ah! Do I win? Why was it on a different domain? Aww. Well, shoot. What was it? It was dirtdragons.com, right? Hold on a second. What the? Oops. God, why do I do that? It's so easy to drag a tab out of WaterFox for some reason. Or at least for me it is. Yeah, it was dirtdragons.com. Buy it. I don't have that kind of fucking money. Now, this movie came out in 2003. Oh, man. It looks like it was still around as recently as 2019. Okay, it got archived a lot back in 2008. No. Come on. Is there a working version anywhere? Probably not. It was probably Flash or something, right? Yeah. Did anybody save it? Did anybody rescue it? It's gonna be shit. No. If a Shrieker and two dirt dragons, baby graboids, were to fight, who would win? Oh, is this the game here? Is this like a long play? Camping Carnage. What is this? What is this, a trailer? There was something I saw that said no commentary, but then it just dumped me onto whatever. Archive.org details Dirt Dragons. Okay. What the? Hell yes. Oh my god, thank you. Why does it full screen work? Come on. Son of a gun. Hold on, let me try a different browser. Nope. Doesn't work here either. Well, shit. Click to begin. Wow, I love love the branding here. Really, really great looking. Nevada, 1889. Ah, thank you. Is there supposed to be audio? Wanted. Gunfighter. Town of Rejection, Nevada. Seeks experienced. Quick draw artist. Calm in face of danger. Salary negotiable. Did it have a mute button? Oh, there we go. There we go. Ride to Rejection. Oh, man. This rocks. Know your weapons. 1,000 yards, 500 yards, 100 yards, 10 feet. You must defend yourself against dirt dragons. They approach from the distance with one thing on their minds, lunch, and you are the main course. You will see them first at 1,000 yards, then at 500 yards, 100 yards, and 10 feet. After that, you will get only one more look, a real close look. You are armed with 4 of the most powerful firearms available in 1889. Each has a different effective range, number of shots, and reload time. You must understand their capabilities and budget their use carefully. Otherwise, you're Dirt Dragon Chow. Press Z, X, C, or V, or your arrow keys on the keyboard to access your weapons. If all else fails, press space. On level 1, you can press the number 2, 3, or 4 to jump to harder levels. Sharp's 1874 Buffalo Rifle. The Sharp's 1874 Buffalo Rifle is a 50 caliber and packs a powerful punch even at extreme range. It's a single shot, but its fast falling block action allows for a quick reload time of 5 seconds. Keep this weapon handy. Henry 1860. The Henry repeater has only moderate range. It lacks the power of the Sharps and cannot hit a dirt dragon at 1,000 yards. But when things get dicey at closer range, it gives you a fast 16 shots, 15 in the magazine, 1 in the chamber. But be careful. Once it's empty, it takes a full 30 seconds to reload. Colt Peacemaker. It might have been the most popular gun in the West, but Colt wasn't thinking of dirt dragons when he designed it. Even so, it might help you at very close range if an attacking dirt dragon is already gravely wounded. Once you've fired your 6 rounds, it takes 30 seconds to eject the empty shells and reload. Use this wheel gun only as a last resort. Punt gun. This is a massive 2-inch bore muzzle loading shotgun. Punt guns were used by commercial bird hunters to kill dozens of waterfowl with one shot. Too large to handhold, they were mounted on small boats called punts, hence the name. Your mini cannon can kill a dirt dragon with a single blast, but only at close range. It is worthless at long or even medium range. And you'd best use that one shot well, partner, because it takes over a minute to reload this monster. There's more detail going on here than I ever expected. About the game. Dirt Dragons is the intellectual property of Stampede Entertainment. This game is based on the film Tremors 4, The Legend Begins, and is part of the Tremors saga created by S.S. Wilson, Brent Maddock, and Nancy Roberts. Concept, development, and programming for Dirt Dragons provided by Stampede Entertainment webmaster Alan Krall. Copyright 2003 by Stampede Entertainment, all rights reserved. You are granted a non-exclusive license to play and distribute this game as you see fit, as long as you agree to strictly adhere to the following guidelines. You may not alter the game, or alter blah blah blah. You may not alter the game or incorporate it into any other game or products without written permission from Stampede Entertainment. You may not use or distribute this game in any manner that may be deemed unlawful by your local, state, or federal government. You may not use or distribute this game in any manner which would be deemed inappropriate or unethical by any school or institution, computer, or computer network on which this game is used or distributed. You may not resell this game or incorporate it into a resale collection of games without written permission from Stampede Entertainment. Under no circumstances and under no legal theory, tort, contract, or otherwise shall Stampede Entertainment be liable to you, the user, or any other person for any indirect, special, punitive, incidental, or consequential damages of any character, including, without limitation, damages for loss of goodwill, work stoppage, computer failure or malfunction, or any and all other commercial damages or losses. This agreement is terminated immediately if you, the licensee, fail to comply with the above guidelines in any way. Stampede Entertainment has the right to take any action it deems necessary against any individuals who do not adhere to these guidelines. What's going on? This isn't about the game. This is a legal. This is the EULA. That's what this is. And then here I can it's version 2.9D. It's official game, yes. I can download the game or tell a friend. Whoops. Amazing. What the fuck? Oh, did this have like online leaderboards? Children by age, adults by area. Oh my god, they were. I'm sorry, but just the idea that this was built out to this degree and like that there would be enough people to warrant this level of high score leaderboard detail is insane. Absolutely insane. It was dirtdragons.com/php or something like that. Sorry, hold on. Let's take a look again. /score/highscore.php. 404 not found. So the landing thing that has absorbed this domain, it doesn't have redirects set up properly for everything. So it just goes 404 not found. What? Why? How? Crazy. I'm scared to play it. It sounds hard. It seems like a hard game. Oh shit. Okay. Okay, I think my sharps is the one I'm going to want to start with, right? Where's this idiot? Uh-oh. I got him. Did I get him? He's at 20% health. Yes. Yes. Oh, no. Okay, I see now. All right. I got a good hit in there. That's 20%. I only have to hit him 5 times with the sharps. Now he's going to be closer. I've got this game down. I know what I'm doing now. Yeah. There you go. There you go. My God, come on. Come on. Come on, come on. Oh, God, oh, God. No! Gotta hit him with everything. Oh. All right. So maybe you just stick with the sharps longer. You're only going to get one shot in, but you're doing 20%, 30% there. 30%. I'll just about have killed his ass with this. Oh, whoops. I hit the difficulty. So I ended that round. That's not I can't go back. I'm gonna get killed. I'm gonna get killed. There's 2 of them there. Oh no. I think we're dead. Oh! Did you see that? I got him.
Stampede!
Oh, yeah.
Stampede! Stampede!
Amazing.
Stampede!
Bye now.
Stampede!
I love this.
Stampede! Stampede!
Oh, rip. No more Tremors 4 DVD.com. Nope, not archive, that is. Not that archive. Oh, did you fucking alert it already? Stampede! Thank you for the biddies. Oh, hell. Well, it looks like this site was up for a good long while. It didn't have a landing page, did it? I wonder how much it is. Tremors4DVD.com. Dope. Let's go all the way back. Oh, another Flash experience. Look at that. What the heck? Why did they do it like this? Wow. Amazing. Holy.
That's why we're at the top of the food chain.
Right. Yeah, that did get referenced. That got referenced a bit in
Get off of the ground, dadbody.
Oh no.
Buenos tardes, Senor Blanco.
Oh, wait a minute. This isn't from the original movie. Omni, thank you for the biddies. Wow, Tremors4DVD.com is only $10.46. Incredible. What a steal.
We're in the heart of Graboid country. Stick with Jack, you'll make it back.
Yeah, that's...
Stick with Jack, you'll make it back.
These are all Tremors 3.
Armed and dangerous.
You really should read the comics.
Any questions?
No reason to lower your guard.
What is going on? This couldn't have looked like this from the start, right?
That's why we're at the top of the food chain.
You really should read the comics.
But I want to see if these are different.
That's why we're at the top of the food chain.
Synopsis.
That's why we're at the top of the food
Aw,
chain.
clicking them don't do
Really
shit.
should read the
I
I
comics.
think it's busted, folks.
That's why we're at
Buenos
the top of the
tardes,
food
Senor
chain.
Blanco.
Damn.
You really
Yeah,
should
none of this seems to work. There's a 0 over here. Well, damn. I wonder if a different capture would work? Who knows? Probably not, right? It's probably all gonna be the same. Whoa! Okay. Well, so that linked to another page in here. Oh. Oh. Come on, man. Come on, man. Nope. Ah! Jesus. Ah! Holy shit. Nope. God damn.
Armed and dangerous.
We're in the heart of Graboid
Yeah, these all go to other pages that are not archived, really.
country.
Damn. Damn. That's too bad. Well, thank goodness we got to play Dirt Dragons, damn it. Hell yes. Well done, Jonathdas. Well, we really went on some, we went a rambling. We went all over the place. Let's look at some stuff. I mean, we were looking at some stuff. This is just like a clip from the movie. I don't even know why. This was somebody's story about watching the movie. Let's check out the trailer. Let's see what the trailer looks like. Showing this fucking guy. Like, why are you showing this fucking guy?
Unexplained noises.
Oh, it's now streaming on Peacock.
Unusual disturbances and unnatural sounds will finally surface.
They're coming!
Now, to battle the worst of the worst,
Are they following us?
this small town will recruit the best.
You're gonna hire a gunfight.
Who might you be, sir? Black Hand Kelly?
Tremors 4, The Legend Begins. The exciting feature-length prequel to the smash hit Tremors, starring original cast member Michael Gross,
We stand our ground and fight to the death.
with extras you can't miss.
You missed with a cannon! Was that them?
Tremors 4, The Legend Begins.
Oh, boy. Is this the same, I wonder? Holy shit, shut the fuck up. This has got to be the
On
same.
January 2nd, unexplained noises, unusual disturbances.
Wait, it is the same, but it's like... Is it just slower, or is it like... Was this like the remastered version here?
unnatural sounds will finally surface.
They're coming!
Now, to battle the worst of the worst,
Yeah, I think it's the same, but just a different recording. Yeah. I guess we should also look at, did Tremors 5 even get a trailer? Yeah. Maybe. Trailer. Yeah, their YouTube channel is a treasure trove of Tremors stuff.
Africa. There's been another attack. You've got graboids.
Wims.
Sure as hell ain't Mickey Mouse.
Flames.
From Universal Pictures comes the next chapter in the Tremors saga.
The bitch is back. Load every gun.
Come to Africa. We'll have some laughs, see some game.
What is that referencing as well? That stupid fucking line.
Tremors 5, Bloodlines.
I think you'll find this useful.
Where'd you get this?
You don't want to know.
I like your style.
Yeah, they definitely had a lot of really clippable stuff for trailers and shit in this movie. And it almost looks like it would be a good movie based off of the trailer, really. But then you watch it and you find out that it's bad. This movie sucked. I just saw it. I remember seeing this trailer while watching Jurassic World. Insane. Absolutely insane. Yeah, 4 years, not 4 days, 4 years. Oh, incredible. I feel like that shows because Stampede, well, Stampede, I guess, is responsible for 3, which sucked ass, right?
Stampede!
God damn it. 3, was 3 better than 5? 3 is pretty bad. I would honestly have difficulty deciding which is worse. Because 3 is pretty fucking terrible. I want to read this guy's post. After Tremors 2, I nearly didn't bother with any more sequels. The first and by far the best film was never going to be topped, but as the self-proclaimed world's #1 Tremors fan, I felt I ought to at least try one of the many other sequels, and this one got better recommendations than 3. And then we're doing the thing where, like, we're saying we're reviewing a movie, but then we're giving a synopsis. Like, dude, just say what your fucking review is. If the people haven't seen the movie, they don't care, and if they have, they don't need to know this. So just don't do this. Yeah, you're just, what's your opinion, buddy? I liked the callbacks to the original. The town is called Rejection. Oh boy. Chang's Market is there. Almost the whole Get on the Rock scene is just a straight copy, and the way they know how many of them there are is again just copied over from the first. Don't even get me started on the creaking floorboards. It is really lazy writing. I've left off many, many more things I saw. Wow, buddy. You recognize the fact that they were calling back to the first film because it's the film that started the whole thing. And of course, they're going to call back to that. Like, they're doing a spoof. It's like a parody. It's like a spoof off of the first movie. It's the first movie, but olden days. It's the first movie, but Wild West. But it also has other things that happen in the movie that aren't floorboards that creak. The world's #1 Tremors fan, self-proclaimed. Oi. Which one was 3? The third movie. Thank you, Omni. I don't know. I don't know exactly what that means, Zaphod. And I would like to know. Can you explain? What is the lone gunman to the X-Files? Is the lone gun... That's the lone gunman... that's that group of, like, doofuses, right? The nerds. They had... Didn't they call themselves that or something or other? Oh, wow. Did they try to do a spin-off? Yeah, it's so weird when... Like, because those guys... Why would you even try? Why would you do that? You know what? We think people really love these pretty annoying characters that we bring into episodes occasionally. We're gonna make a whole fucking show around them. Yep. Michael Gross is in every single Tremors everything. He didn't miss a single one. It almost looks like he did when you look at 4, but that's only because 4 is in the past. And he's still playing a Gummer. So really, the only one who misses out is Bert. But Michael Gross is there. He's there more often than Bert is. That's how dedicated he is. Anyway, this guy. I mean, I couldn't expect. I couldn't expect too much of a opinion from Reddit. There is a Tremors subreddit, though. What? Tremors, the video game playthrough Windows. Excuse me? This is from 18 hours ago, and there's 5 comments. This is a busier subreddit than I would have ever imagined. Tremors full game? Oh, this is... Someone made a Tremors game. Well, look at that. Why is everything blurry? Except for this car. It really looks like a fan game, but I'm glad they got the truck in there. That's nice. B&E, odd jobs. Oh my god. Pre-made shaders with way too aggressive settings. The truck honestly looks really good. Oh, they stole the character model? Oh no. There's Bert. Bert seems to be calm. If there's something wrong here, he would be the first to know. Huh. Alright, well, that's interesting at least. Didn't know about that. But yeah, kind of ran out of shit to say about it. We could look at IMDb stuff, see what's going on, see what people have to say. See if we've got any trivia. Yeah, I know that that's a real gun. It's not really interesting. This is also well known. Oh, it's exactly 100 years before it. Wow. This is not very good trivia. This is actually interesting. The final film role of actor J.E. Freeman. Oh, this guy. Huh? That was his final film role. Oh, no. Yeah, there it is. He was... What the fuck? He was old Fred? Are you kidding? Pardon? Old Fred. That's the Indian guy, right? Or no, old Fred is that fucking weird guy. I forgot he was even in the film, actually. Hold on. Let's see here.
No, we need him.
Come back.
Where is he?
Indeed.
He's like just the guy hanging around in the bar, right?
Right this way.
Older Fredder? Wait, what are you talking about?
Miners came west to strike it rich. When it came time to settle their bills, many of them had only their firearms left.
That guy. Yeah. Well, now that I've seen him, I recognize him, but what the hell?
All the way from Philadelphia.
Juan Padilla, you've been looking at that hat for a month. Buy it or don't buy it.
No, I can't afford it.
You take it on credit. Pay us
I'm
later.
trying to find a bit where he talks more. Oh, yeah. He died. Yeah, he got killed out in the desert. That's right. I forgot about that. The head reveal was pretty funny. Is he even in this film? I'm trying to lock it down to... There's a part where he talks a bit. But he's hardly in the film at all. I suppose I could look for the head reveal. They show it. They show it like twice, right? This guy sucks. I don't know.
No credit.
He just didn't seem like he knew how to act. It was weird.
Maybe they gone deep.
Yeah, that was weird. I'm never going to find it. Oh, I found it.
These things are not to be trifled with.
Alfred?
Yeah. Here we go.
Alfred? Alfred?
The reveal is pretty funny. I thought they were going to do the... Yeah, I think they... This was intentional. This is an intentional reference, right? Little misdirect. Oh, the zoom in. Very good. Also, why would you pull your gun just hearing a little... The wind blew a little bit of cloth. That didn't even look like the actor, though, really. It was just sort of a... I guess it kind of did. It didn't super look like him to me. I want more than just this here. He's in this damn movie. I just haven't been able to isolate him fucking being in the damn movie. Oh, whatever. I'm tired of I'm tired of looking for him. There's a interesting amount of like X-Files, Jurassic Park, and Tremors crossover though for some reason. Like in terms of people who've acted in the same movies. Is he in fucking Alien Resurrection as well? That's not him, right? That's a different guy. No, that is him. Well, shit. Huh. You have the script, you say, Sice? The original Stampede script for Tremors 5. Yeah, hit me with that. Oh my god, dude. One heat minute. Huh. Still so crazy that Reba was in this. She was great, though. Fair Dinkum Terror, Graboids Down Under. When Tremors co-creators Brent Maddock and S.S. Wilson were approached to develop a fifth entry in the popular franchise, they envisioned sending gun nut Burt Gummer to the land down under. To the land down under, throw another Graboid on the Barbie. Okay. But a combination of unfortunate events and mysterious studio forces saw them unceremoniously dumped from the franchise. Wow, so this was the end of their involvement, but I thought S.S. Wilson was still involved like forever for every Tremors thing. S.S. Wilson. Based on characters created by... Based in part... It's getting further and further away. Gotcha. So the last involvement was actually Tremors 4. So that's my mistake. Only one person from Stampede saw 5, and he warned the rest not to watch it. That's crazy. Tremors 5, Gummer Down Under. The script opens with a flashback to Australia 300 years ago, where we reveal that the Aboriginal people had actually developed a technique for hunting graboids. Oh boy. Much like the lead characters in this series of films they helped bring to life, S.S. Wilson and Brent Maddock have often had to adapt to circumstances largely beyond their control. For starters, there was the case of the ever-decreasing returning cast. Michael Gross, who played the survivalist Burt Gummer in 7 Tremors films, as well as the 13-episode TV series from the early noughties, don't call him that, would be the first one to say that the running joke was that he was the only one willing to show up. Yeah, this is a bunch of stuff we know, although it's interesting to hear it from them in a different way. Kevin Bacon, in case it wasn't obvious, who played Val McKee in the first film, bowed out before Tremors 2, although he did consider it briefly. We flew out to New York and saw him, but at the time he hated the movie. He hated it for about 20 years. At the time, he'd had some flops, and Tremors wasn't a breakout hit. He was incredible to work with, and when we went to see him, he was very polite. But he said, guys, you know what? Please don't come up to me and say you're so great in that movie. They just say the monsters are so cool. He was very, very pleasant to us, all the while saying no. Then Fred Ward, Bacon's co-star, came back for the second film, but he didn't want to do any more after that. So in Tremors 3, we knew it was only going to be Michael, and we knew that Burt needed sounding boards. He needed real people who he could react to and who could react to him. So we decided to get someone who could fill that Val role, Sean Christian. You failed. And we brought in Susan, can't say her name, not going to try, to be the new Walter Chang. Walter, played by Victor Wong in the first film, owned the Perfection General store and used those characters to ground the story, let Burt be his outlandish self. Then there was the fact that there was never supposed to be a fourth film. Back to Perfection was intended to wrap up the series, with the townsfolk forming an uneasy truce with El Blanco. This giant subterranean monster had been terrorizing the town of Perfection. The studio was just beginning to come to grips with what the direct-to-video universe was all about and how successful it could be, he said. The video department begged the studio proper to make Tremors 2, and then it was a while before we made Tremors 3. That was designed to be the last one, the thinking being that surely we couldn't milk this for more than those 2 sequels. But by that time, it was rolling forward on its own momentum. And they ordered Tremors 4 almost immediately. We explained that we'd structured 3 to be the end of the sequels, that we'd ended the life cycle of the monster and brought it full circle. The studio wasn't bothered and basically said, well, what can you do? We asked if they'd mind if we made it a Western and start over. Their response was, we don't care as long as it's called Tremors. So that's why Tremors 4 is a Western. A further test lay in wait, though, with the studio decreeing shooting on Tremors 4 needed to start while Maddock, Wilson, and star Michael Gross were still filming the Tremors TV series. We did mention that Universal's Sci-Fi Network had also ordered a series that would follow the first 3 films, didn't we? I forget where we were with Tremors 4 when they came to us with the series, Wilson said. Sci-Fi, which Universal owned at the time, came to us and said, what about a series? We'd actually pitched a series years earlier, so we had the materials half ready to go. We were making the series, and Universal called and said, we need Tremors 4. We said we'd do it, but they said, you don't understand, we need it now. You have to pull Michael out of the series for the last few episodes. That's why he's missing. That's why he's gone. I was wondering, like, did Michael Gross get sick of doing the TV show? Like, why is he not there? They keep explaining away why, like, he's doing a conference somewhere for survivalists. But it's because they pulled him to do fucking Tremors 4. Start shooting immediately. Brent and I had been writing and rewriting scripts, and I had to leave, leaving Brent handling the final few episodes. This was an interesting experience because when you sit down with the writers, they see Tremors as farce. Now, don't get me wrong, they were seasoned writers, more experienced than us, and with the daily grind of television, but it's a difficult tone. It's horror, yet it's comedy, and you can't make fun of the monsters. You can't make fun of the characters. Added to that, we were barely prepared for the incredible grind of television to get scripts out, get them to Mexico, field calls from directors, review dailies, and then call the directors to talk through what worked and what didn't. And I had to leave all that on Brent so that Michael and I could go start pre-production on Tremors 4. Also, apparently, Tremors 4 being the last time that they look like this at all. Completely different in Tremors 5. But again, I will say, that's the one thing I thought was actually good in Tremors 5, was that the monsters were well done. I was actually impressed with the graboid as well. Like, the way that it moved and looked was really impressive and interesting. So there's that. Had that going for it. Yeah, it was definitely implied in 5 that they were like a different sort of, a separate evolution of graboids or whatever. The momentum behind the series at this point, Wilson recalls, was so great that the studio had already begun looking to the future, commissioning a script for Tremors 5. That was 12 fucking years, though. There's a 12-year gap. It was written while we were doing Tremors 4, Wilson said. Everybody was excited by the idea, and for a while there was talk of an even bigger budget and the potential for it to be a theatrical feature. So we were looking to how we could be really different. And one of the ideas that came up was putting Bert in another country. We felt Australia has its own Wild West element to it, and none of us had ever been. But it seemed like it would be a fun place to go and would make a natural fit for Bert's character. After handing off the writing duties on the 3rd and 4th films and the large part of the series, Maddock and Wilson decided to return to write the 5th film. We had talented people on board for the series and for Tremors 3 and 4, Wilson said. John, Wepley, writer of 3, and Scott, Buck, writer of 4, came back with their own ideas based on our stories. But it can also be a frustrating process because we get stuck on what we would do. We rewrote the writers on the series, and we did on the films too. And at the time, we thought we had sufficient time available to do it ourselves, and so we decided to do it instead of giving the story to someone else, reviewing their draft and coming back with notes, then rewriting their work. We just thought we'd write it, and then it'd be done without that process. By now, Gross's Burt Gummer is firmly ensconced as the face of the franchise. Firmly ensconced as the face of the franchise. When we made the first film, it was astonishing to us that they even wanted us to read Michael for the part of Bert because he was hugely famous for Family Ties, the 80s sitcom that also launched star Michael J. Fox, Wilson said. I think Michael was as surprised as us to get the call when he learned what the role was. And then one day, while we were on set, I can't remember which of the films this was on, he came up to me and said, "Steve, it happened." I said, "What's that?" He said, "As an actor, when you're as famous as I was on Family Ties, you see people coming down the street and they get this look. They glance at you and they suddenly recognize you and get that look, that, oh my God, it's him look. He said, this happened to me in New York, but the guy said, oh my God, you're that crazy gun guy. Michael was thrilled. It was the first time someone said that and not, you're the dad from Family Ties. For him, it was a great milestone because most actors are lucky if they get one role like that, and he had two. That's just cute. With that in mind, Wilson and Maddock wanted to make sure Burt was seemingly fully equipped to do battle with the graboids in the outback when he's summoned by the Australian government to help them capture a live ass blaster. This is 5. Why did they throw them all off of it and just change the location? This is 5. It's the running theme in those movies. Burt is always planning for what just happened, but the graboids do a reversal on him, Wilson said. We wanted to stay true to that, but we also didn't want to break our own rules, one of which was that there would be no queen graboid. The thing we realized was that Burt had never seen a baby graboid, first introduced in the prequel Tremors 4, so we figured that would still work. Admittedly, we did bend that rule a little bit near the end with the Aussie graboid, which would have been bigger, much bigger and weirder. This is just the same script. But when we were writing, we always started with the idea of being true to what we've said before, to the world we've set up and to the fans. It made sense for the graboids to be showing up in other parts of the world. People would know what they were, and people would know that Burt's the guy to ask. Crazy. This time around, and for the first time since the series began, Burt had a love interest, pastoralist Margaret Campbell, whose sheep station serves as Burt's base. Heather, Burt's wife, as played by Reba McEntire in the first film, left because Reba wasn't coming back, Wilson said. And it's hard to ask movie stars to come back and do more work on that thing that wasn't really that successful. But to us, it made sense, and it felt the time was right to bring in a romantic interest. He was down in the dumps in 2, but the battles there re-energized him, refocused him, and got him out of his shell. I love their weird commitment to world building and stuff. Wilson's research also fed into one of the script's more ambitious set pieces, where Burt and crew were hightailing it through the desert in a Land Rover equipped with a scavenged 6-barreled minigun, with hordes of baby graboids in hot pursuit. I'd once been to a Soldier of Fortune convention when I was researching firearms. It was the most amazing thing, and it was fairly crazy, Wilson said. This is interesting. Is this from the 5 that didn't get made? Because this is a very different looking beak, right? It looks cool. It's a cool design. I guess this is a baby, huh? Is this the entire graboid? Is that the tail right there? I thought maybe this was a piece of, like, this is the head, but that's, I think, the end of the... So it's like a chibi graboid. Yeah, they just grow into their head. And I saw one of those miniguns fired, and it's something they've never got right in movies. It's not this rat-tat-tat sound like a machine gun. It's unlike anything else you've ever heard. I think it's got. We've heard it. It's the bzz, it just sounds like a bzz. It's 6,000 rounds a minute, and it's like this weird steady roar. And we'd always wanted to get Burt some big weapons, so we thought it'd be great to give him this minigun and then turn it round by having him burn through all the ammunition in a minute and a half. Unfortunately, while writing for Part 5, tentatively subtitled Gummer Down Under, was in full swing, with the duo well into their 4th draft. Maddock and Wilson were told to down tools. Tremors 4 did not perform as well as the earlier sequels. Oh, but it's great. And the bottom had also fallen out of the video DVD market too, Wilson said. Large outlets like Walmart weren't going to carry films that weren't studio pictures and didn't have advertising behind them. And while the studio did a considerable amount of advertising for Tremors 2, they even sent me and Michael on a little jaunt around the country to promote it, By 3 and 4, they discovered this magical thing they really loved. No advertising whatsoever. So they ultimately said, no, we're going to shelve it, the 5th film. Look at that. And so, okay. I think this is the same thing. There's just, from this angle, it doesn't look very long, but we're more towards the front of it than I thought. And you come around the side. It's a little bit longer. It's a little bit bigger. Wilson concedes the script as it now reads, and you can read his synopsis of it above, still needs work. We did 7 drafts of the first one, he said. And somewhere in drafts 4 through 6, they got too funny. Our goal has always been to make it as real as possible because you've got something as strange as graboids in the film. The people had better be believable. And those drafts had jokes that were at the expense of the characters and at the expense of the monsters. We want the comedy to be funny because it involves something someone would really do or say. And the audience can feel that. So with Tremors, by the 7th draft, it had become what you see. This delicate balance between comedy and horror. And when I reread Tremors 5, I was a little surprised at how much wasn't included. The thinking of the studio at the time was that we might need to look to hand the franchise off and start over with new characters, like Star Trek The Next Generation. The idea was that Chad, Margaret's juvenile delinquent nephew, whose knowledge of the finer points of hot wiring saves Bert and crew, would grow as a character and potentially move into that leading Bert-ish role for the next movie. But that isn't indicated at all in what we'd written. The other character that's not served well is Margaret. There were moments to be played with Bert, but the script really only has that one at the beginning when they take the tour of her ranch. But that's it. We needed to fix that, get her in earlier, and figure out how to get her back into the story before she literally falls out of the ceiling near the end. Because as it reads now, when Bert gives her up at the end, that doesn't really play. This is long. I'm not going to read this whole thing, maybe. Although sunk cost. I guess so, Dav, yeah. I guess so. Very interesting stuff. I think what's interesting to me about it is how much they really did care about what they were doing with all this. God damn it. Thank you for the biddy. They really did care about what they were doing with this. But it does seem like they were maybe a tad naive about some of these things that they were imagining might happen, like that somehow they were going to get a theatrical release of a way down the chain, Tremors 4 was never going to make it into theaters in any capacity at all, ever. But I guess that you just don't know what you don't know. It's easy for me to say now. There was never-ending interest from the fans. I became something of a de facto, frequently asked question answerer, Wilson said. I lost track of the number of times I had to write, I'm sorry, but there'll never be a Tremors 5. And he was right. There still isn't. Over the next few years, the world of home entertainment changed dramatically. Remember, Tremors 4 was made in 2004, a time when MySpace not only existed, but was also popular. Home internet capabilities expanded and the streaming universe began to take off. Then roughly 10 years after the work on Tremors 5 was ended, Wilson got a phone call that he never expected. My wife's family was living in Chicago, and I was determined to live in the Southwest, so we would periodically drive cross-country. We were on the way back from Chicago and got a call on the road from Nancy Roberts, who was still heading up Stampede, the production company established by Maddox Wilson Roberts and Tremors director Ron Underwood. Does Stampede Entertainment still exist? Let's see if their website works. Stampede. Oh, Stampede wins back some rights to Tremors. April 2025 update.
Stampede!
A stampede! Fox, thank you for the biddies. As was announced at the Santa Fe Tremors Fest in October 2024, the partners in Stampede Entertainment have reclaimed the rights to the original script for Tremors. We've been exploring what this may allow us to do, so here's the update. First, we aren't reading outside ideas. We are discussing a Return to Perfection sequel and one or two more outlandish ideas featuring graboids and new settings. Whatever we decide to pitch to Hollywood, it will not be a remake the first movie with a new cast. All right. Nor will it be a version of our original script for Tremors 5. A question that is frequently sent to the Stampede FAQ. We are considering ideas that feature the return of Kevin Bacon as Val, but no promises. Licensing update. One bit of good news. We made a deal with writer Christian Francis to do a Tremors novelization based on our script since Universal never did one. Check out his many SF and horror books at echohorror.com. Fascinating. Unleashing Nightmares, one story at a time. Is this an author's website or is this a publisher website? How about us? Chris Ryle, Aaron Barnett, and Kat Velour. In the Mouth of Madness. None of those people were the mentioned person, right? Christian Francis. Not present. That's probably not a good sign. Oops, I didn't mean to type it like, yeah. Oh, author Soto. Huh. It will be written by Christian Francis. This is the only mention. August 24th, 2025. That's fairly recent though. Confusing. Strange. Whatever. Beyond that, it is now clear we have no rights to the first movie and no ability to license anything from it. We cannot license, for example, t-shirts with a graboid on them, or even something with the Tremors title logo. The original script was titled Beneath Perfection. Therefore, all requests for licensing anything from any of the Tremors films must still be referred to your Universal Studios. Fascinating. Stampede. I never imagined we would spend this level of time on any of this stuff. And it was a deep rabbit hole. Someone made an unofficial guidebook. What by Jonathan Melville. Okay, it's interviews and stuff. Interesting. Where are our action figures, toys, and such? Where can we get MREs? Are you sure you want MREs? Actually, they're not too bad. Crazy. Let's head back. Let's see. She said, "You won't believe it. Tremors 5 is happening. They want to make it." We got very excited. Nancy was going to get the information, so we hit the ground running. Nancy asked whether they wanted Brent or I to direct, and they told her neither of us were going to direct or even be remotely involved with the film. We were floored. It didn't make creative sense, and it didn't make financial sense. The story they gave us at the time was that they needed a team that did low-budget movies. The sequels we made, were all low-budget films. That clearly wasn't the real reason, and we were never able to find out what that real reason was. We did have a right of first refusal clause built into our contracts that had just lapsed. So the 10 years. So Universal was like, we got to get rid of these guys. Oh, fuck, they've got a right of refusal. Oh, but it runs out in 10 years. We can still sell DVDs in 10 years. Hell, maybe streaming will be working by then. So they waited them out. The contracts that had just lapsed, a clause which meant they would have had to offer the sequel to us, and if we said no, they could then take it to someone else. But we never got any real information about what really happened that led to that. I think it's clear what happened. They just wanted you gone. They wanted you gone so bad that they sat on it for 10 fucking years. Wow. That is fucking rough. To add insult to injury, Wilson was invited back to Universal for a private screening of the sequel he had nothing to do with. I went back to Universal and watched Tremors 5 before it was released, he said. I couldn't have been more horrified. By halfway through, it was clear that it wasn't anything we would want to do. I kept hoping it would get better, but it's just steadily got worse. There was just a whole list of things that I felt were wrong with it. It's got some of the worst monster movie cliches, the types of things we'd laugh at as kids. There were terrible homages to Jurassic Park. It's quite a long list. Good night, Egg test paint. Hatched egg. Oh. With the direct-to-video universe in full swing without Maddock or Wilson, when we were making the sequel, someone at the studio said, "You guys don't know what's happening. VHS, man. VHS. I could sell an empty box so long as it was called Tremors." At the time, I thought that was a compliment. Now I see they weren't kidding, Wilson said. History chose to repeat itself in a way that neither writer would have liked. Nancy called us out of the blue again and said, "You're not going to believe this. Kevin's finally thinking about returning to the character of Val. They want you to come in and talk about this new series idea that he has," Wilson said. Then when we called back to set up a time, they said, "Oh, we're sorry. There appears to have been some sort of mistake. No one here wants to talk to you in any way, shape, or form, and never will." Wow. It was classic Hollywood. Classic bad Hollywood. There's a lot of good Hollywood too, and Brent and I have experienced a lot of that, but this was not fun. Despite the way things ended, Wilson said he doesn't have any regrets about his Tremors experiences. Brent and I have had a really good run of the business, and sure, some people would argue we shouldn't have kept doing Tremors, that we should have kept our hands in other bigger movies, he said. There's the argument that we burnt bridges that we shouldn't have because we were just so busy with the Tremors series. When we did Tremors 2, sequels were still looked down upon. Our agent begged us not to do Short Circuit 2, saying only hacks do sequels. But that's completely changed now. I forgot we were going to do Short Circuit as well. And possibly Batteries Not Included. Which also these guys did. But that's completely changed now. Look how many Star Wars films there are, for instance. And we love directing. We love that world. None of the other things we've written have come close to the kind of satisfaction we had on those films. Batteries Not Included is fun. Heart and Souls is one of our favorite movies. Our first big sale, Short Circuit, ended up being sillier than we wanted it to be. But Tremors 1, 2, 3, and 4 all came very close to what we were shooting for. They were so much fun to make, and were so gratifying in so many ways. Fascinating. Really, really interesting. I wonder what the true reason was behind the falling out. Yeah, I don't know. And also, didn't Star Wars already have its sequels all together basically before Tremors 1 even came out? I'm trying to remember the years of release. Like Star Wars came out in 79 or something, right? And then I think the second one, The Empire Strikes Back, came out in 82, maybe? Star Wars original releases. Well, the original was 77, so it was even a little earlier. Oh, did Alien come out in 79? I might have been thinking of Alien. Oh, shit. Wow, it was even more compressed than I thought. So Star Wars 77, Empire Strikes Back in 80, and Return of the Jedi in 83. So yeah, I mean, like, and also, like, there were fucking there were 2 Indiana Jones movies. I mean, these are basically the same people though, right? I don't know. I feel like there were sequels happening. I don't know. Must be insider Hollywood shit or something for him to be saying or thinking that like sequels were frowned upon or whatever, right? Oh, I would never talk about the prequels unless it's to put them down. But yeah, so I don't know. Definitely some kind of shit happened here, but this brought me a lot of joy. This was beautiful. You know, another thing about 5 that was kind of weird was the way that the shots were cut. Did anybody else feel like it was like literally hard to watch and hard to follow? Okay, good. I'm glad I'm not alone on that. Thank you, Dap. Yeah, the dialogue was a mess. There was stuff cut together real weird. Oh, I saw a horrific oversight I cannot excuse, by the way. What was it? I have to admit, I was losing my sanity badly enough that for about, I want to say maybe the last fifth of the movie, I set it to 2x. I couldn't take it anymore, man. I just couldn't take it anymore. I should be fucking taking notes too. I don't know why I'm not taking notes. I do all this from memory. I just don't have time. That's my problem. I always don't have time. Like both of the movies I had to watch sort of sporadically in between work and such. When Bert and Johan go out after Taba, the moon is waxing crescent. But then like 2 minutes later, there's an insert shot of a waxing gibbous moon. There's a much worse consistency issue than that, although I grant you that is terrible. But there's an even worse one. How about when fucking helicopter man gets swallowed and they fly the helicopter, and then once they get to wherever they are getting to, he's completely ungooped. He was just dry. Nah, he was pulled in with the he was pulled in by the worms. Which also I think like the detached worms, whatever the fuck, that shit was like stupid. I don't understand what the fuck they're going for with that. Why would the tongues come off? Yes. Yeah. There is Veritrix. I forgot about that. That I saw that too. There was a fucking weird edit. A mistake or something. Yeah, do they? How the fuck does that shit work? And also, they're in the fucking mouth, like in the throat and stuff. And aren't they in the fucking way? How do they not get et? Can we go watch the Jurassic Park kitchen scene from 5? Yeah. Yeah, let's review it. This is not the right film. Yeah, let's take a look. It's straight up Jurassic Park.
Get off on the ground, damn buddy!
Hey Lily, thank you for the biddies. Fuck, where is that? I know it's towards the end. Oh, this was so stupid too. What is even happening here? And what explodes? Because the truck doesn't. I mean, I guess it does, but then it's still pretty much there after. I don't understand what's supposed to have happened there. It's the most bizarre plan possible. This movie was really terrible at, like, you could tell the difference. You know, like how the original writers really strove to stay consistent to their goofy world building. You know, I mean, it's Tremors, so it's silly, but nevertheless, they did maintain it. And you could actually feel that missing from this. What the fuck? Oh, here we go. Here, I found it. Sorry. It took me a million years to find it. Yes. This is just straight up Jurassic Park, right? Actually, let me go... Yeah. Okay. So it's got the fucking, like... I thought they were literally going to have it open the door with its mouth or something, like turn the handle or whatever. So I was actually surprised when it just knocks the entire wall down. Right, like the truck was already on fire, so, right. What do you need the flaming arrow for? It's really confusing. Yeah, me neither. Well, that's the thing is, what kept throwing me was that the movie is so bad, but someone cared about the way the monsters were done and filmed. Like this, when it slides into the corner back here, I was really impressed with how good it looks. Let's just watch that again. They just look good, yeah. I was very surprised. Maybe that's like a side effect of the of Marvel, right? Because this was in this would have been getting made in like 2014, 2015. Yeah, it just looks really good with the lighting and in the scene. It works. But this entire scene is an absolute total ripoff of the kitchen scene from Jurassic Park.
Oh,
I kind of like that.
You're on your terrible movies.
Yeah. Yeah, we are on that.
Thing.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're having fun. I'm gonna walk away now.
Alrighty. We're yapping. But what I was gonna say with the Marvel thing is that Marvel MCU stuff forced the sort of creation of like shit tons and shit tons and shit tons and shit tons of CG studios, right? That because they were using like an absurd amount of people to do the Marvel films, right? So I was just thinking like maybe that's why this film just happened to have really good computer generated work. See that it's so Jurassic Park. But again, I think that was practical. I think this is practical here, maybe. I'm not sure. I thought it was, but looking at it again now, it looked kind of computer animated in the way that the skin moved. It was CG, okay. Now that I'm looking at it more closely, y'all are right. So, yeah. Terrible, terrible, terrible movie. Truly awful. Unfortunately. Yeah, that part was very unnecessary as well. Oh. But yeah, I think we've probably said all we have to say on this here. One more session. One more Tremors session. Do we want to shorten the time? Do we need 2 weeks? Maybe we do. Will it take us 2 weeks to watch 6 and 7?
10 damn months.
Mr. Phantom Gamer, thank you for 110 months. Yeah, I hated that. I hated it, Arfie. All of the humor in this movie sucks ass. It's all terrible. Well, I was just thinking maybe we do it over 1 week and just get it over with, just kind of. I feel like we're probably all starting to get Tremors fatigue here at this point, right? That grenade they found, they drew specific attention to it being white phosphorus, but a white phosphorus grenade is a smoke grenade, right? Yeah. No one involved with this movie cared about anything, except for maybe Michael Gross. And he was mistaken. I loved the one scene where one of the two guys that appeared at the start died, and someone nonchalantly goes, well, he died. Yeah. I also like how that guy ended up dying, where it was the most fucking stupid, bizarre. Where did that happen? Oh yeah, this whole segment was the worst. The absolute worst. Actually, I want to go back even a little further. Right. So the guy in the truck is like, he's been an antagonist this whole time. And then he has this fucking ridiculous line. They both do. It's terrible. Awful.
I'm out. Come on, Bert! Come on, you old fart! Let's get moving!
His blazing butt. You're like a freaking Rambo. Let's boogie.
Wow, great delivery. Let's boogie. Just like there's no tone or anything to any of this. Do you like how I paused it here for you to have? There's like no attempt to maintain tone or anything at all. Like they just went through a potentially traumatic experience. The dude says, "You're like Rambo," and then Bert says, "Let's boogie," and then the next scene is like Bert's pissed off about like, you know, like we have to take this situation serious. But you just got done saying, "Let's boogie."
ASAP. Thank God you're here, Mr. Gummer. All right, load every gun. We're going after
Load every gun. Oh, this was the same writer as for Tremors 3? Wow. But all the Tremors people signed off on Tremors 3. For whatever reason, somehow they were proud of Tremors 3. Tremors 3 is really bad. This movie is more watchable in various ways. I'm not saying it's much better, but it's more visually tolerable in a lot of ways than 3 is. I don't know. It's hard for me to separate them because 3 is truly awful. I hated 3. Hated it. Bert uses red light to read his map.
They must have flown in north of the river. Ass blasters don't fly; they glide. They mix several
Is that a thing?
intestinal chemicals that actually ignite.
Like, is that silly or is that like a neat thing or what? You use red light in an active mission so it does not come up on night vision. Oh. Okay. It's silly because their headlights are on. Right. Yeah. Oh, and then I was gonna say just the way that this one character dies right here. Like, it's so
Right into my crosshairs, you fire-farting son of a bitch.
You can't kill me. I'm African. Ass blast flambe.
What did you do?
like, come on. This is fucking ridiculous, right? Yeah. Yeah, the lines, oh god, they're bad. They're so bad.
Andrea, too.
So weird. Well, that made sense, though, because it was clear that that guy was, you know, it was pretty obvious by that point that he wanted to capture it for money. They'd been dropping that hint very loudly. But yeah. Anywho. I think maybe we try to shoot to wrap this next week. But I don't know. That might be hard. These movies are hard to watch. And I don't know if 6 and 7 are... They've got to be bad, right? They've got to be really bad. So 1 week is fine. Well, after this next Enjoyers Committee session, we're going to have a beautiful palate cleanse with My Cousin Vinny and Goodfellas. That's going to be... Mwah. That's going to be lovely. Up carrot and ampersand make 5 look masterful. Spoilers, Zaphod. Spoilers. Basically, I'm thinking, Dav, that we do just 1 week. We get the last 2 Tremors movies out of the way, and then the week after that, we'll be on to My Cousin Vinny and Goodfellas. Stampede.
Get off of the ground, Dad, buddy.
It came up the other night when one of the nights Dave popped in and we were yapping. I don't know how we ended up coming to it. Oh, well, there was the night that Dave joined me, and we chatted very briefly about My Cousin Vinny, and then Dave said that he would be 1,000,000% down for a Enjoyers Committee on My Cousin Vinny. So that's where that started. So it's a Dave special. Dave picked both of those. He suggested My Cousin Vinny and Goodfellas. Now, these are films that I'm already well acquainted with, but for any of you who have not seen them, you will you'll be in for a treat because they're both great. You know what? I don't remember if I've seen 12 Angry Men or not. I feel like I have. I know what the story is. It's a bunch of jurors arguing. But I don't remember what one I've seen. Probably the original, like long ago, black and white movie original. Is there a remake or something that people, because I feel like it's come up a lot recently, or is it just like one of those things where gestures vaguely around that it's brought back into people's it's brought back into the zeitgeist? There was a 1997 version. Does it have Joe Pesci? Maybe that's why we're talking about it here. Jack Lemmon. Tony Danza. What? Huh. Well, maybe this is something to consider. But I want to stick with Dave's suggestions. It's a special Dave edition of Enjoyers Committee. So he picked the double feature. We can always circle on to some other things that follow up if we want to. I mean, just whatever. It doesn't have to be that we force ourselves to watch shit that we don't like. We could absolutely watch stuff that we do like. That is allowed. It was called Enjoyers Committee after all, not Haters Club. This started as a journey of love, and it's turning into a journey of pain. And remember, this all started because of goddamn Illbleed, that one level in Illbleed. Actually, maybe it would be interesting to do that as a double feature as well, Sith, right? Like maybe do the original 12 Angry Men and then the 1997 12 Angry Men. Just back to back. Compare and contrast. What started OG Enjoyers? What did we begin with? I think we were just enjoying some shit. I wanted to talk about some movies. We were kind of doing like sci-fi, because we did Dark City and we did the 13th Floor, Existenz. Yeah, I really wanted to shove Existenz in people's faces. Was that what we started with? We did Dark Star. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I remember I wanted to force everyone to watch Existenz. So that's probably what, yeah. Okay. Oh, right, yeah. Yes, I'm remembering now. Thank you, Dav. Yes. Yes. This all came up during our terrible internet experiences, and I was sitting barely connected to Twitch, yapping about stuff, and we started talking about Existenz, and that led to Enjoyers Committee. That was great. So really, yeah, and then Enjoyers went on a sort of hiatus for a minute because I was feeling like I liked what we were doing, but I felt like what I was doing wasn't great. And then I changed nothing when we brought it back here. I didn't change anything. I'm barely managing to watch the stuff in time, and then I show up with an open browser and a wallpaper. That's all the fuck I do. I don't know what it is I want to do. I don't know what my problem is. I need to just stop being whatever it is that I am. Hell yeah, Dav. Thank you, Dav. You're like the treasurer of the Enjoyers Committee. You're keeping the minutes. Secretary of Enjoyment. Very good. But yeah, I think mainly because we also watched like In the Mouth of Madness. It was a little bit of like stuff I wanted to share with you guys that that are like my little like horror or sci-fi darlings. Actually, we never did one that I would have been in the original theme that we were doing that we should have watched. And I don't remember if I ever brought it up to be something we should watch, but I feel like Event Horizon would have fit in well with those movies. We should do that one sometime. I'll bet it's on the list. It probably came up at some point, given the themes we were talking about, right? Did we watch They Live? We did. I think we did, right? We did. We did a lot, actually. We got a lot in, didn't we? Feels like we watched quite a lot of films. Yeah. Well, Short Circuit, I think we absolutely should have on the list. Because that came up because it's the same writer as Tremors, which is crazy still. Sam Neill, yeah, is in both Event Horizon and In the Mouth of Madness. But we didn't end up watching Event Horizon. It should be pinned, Arfie, I would say. Dav can link it. Event Horizon was added 2025-02-13. yeah, we should do some Johnny Five Alive. I will warn you, 1 is fun, 2 is a 2 is it's probably the Tremors 3 of Short Circuit. And then Batteries Not Included. Batteries Not Included was one of the first movies I ever saw in my life. I remember it made me want to be a little flying robot and have a little flying robot family. I haven't seen it for fucking ever. What is Johnny Five? Johnny Five is alive. Copper, we're just going to be... So the subtitle for Enjoyers Committee is just going to be also educating Copper. Because Copper hasn't seen nothing. Short Circuit was a pretty successful film, I think. But it would have been... It was in the 80s, right? Not the 90s. Yeah. Short Circuit came out in the 80s. There's so many. Oh, I pre-watch stuff too, because I remember I did watch Lawnmower Man around the time. I meant it for the list. Lawnmower Man would be a good one to do. Fucking... Yeah. Yeah, this is all right in the wheelhouse of the stuff. No, Johnny Five Alive. That's a catchphrase from Short Circuit. Johnny Five Alive is not a separate film. I was quoting Short Circuit. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Short Circuit is 80s. I guess y'all need to watch Short Circuit. Yeah, 1986. Yes. You haven't watched The Goonies either. By the way, no shame for not having seen any of this stuff. What'll be fun is getting to introduce you to these cool things. Contact is a great movie. A personal favorite of mine. The trouble is this always happens, right? We could basically make an infinite list. the amount of time is the problem. We need the time to watch these things and then chat about them. There's only 2 Short Circuits. And the second one doesn't rise, but check this out, man. Come on. We got to watch that, right? Look at this. It's so great. He's got a Wall-E head. He's great. It does look like Rob the Robot as well. Yep. Yeah. I mean, you could definitely take the list as just a sort of fun list of movies to check out. You don't have to wait. You could hop in there and watch any of them. But we don't want to pre-discuss. We want to save all the discussion for the stream. Unfortunately, Zapod, that's difficult. I would love to be able to do something like that, but it's difficult for obvious reasons, right? But I have made strong recommendations of how to do the sorts of things that I do. It's doable by anybody. Yeah. Thank you, Ifa. And there's more of us out there. Yeah, if you need some help, there are people who can help. Wally is Johnny Five and E.T.'s child. Okay, yeah, you're right. Sorry, I missed that comment. Wally has a Johnny Five head. Excuse me. You're right. You're right. You're right. War Games would be a good one to do. I'm just thinking of like 80s and 90s movies now. Manhattan Project comes to mind, but I think that one's a bit weird. I'm not sure that one would be a very good watch. Sneakers. Screamers. Is Screamers what I'm thinking of? There's a horror movie that's like, I think it is. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Philip K. Dick. It's also Zero Dark 30. Oh, Screamers was added. Screamers and Virus. This? No, this is Vitus. I thought I typed Virus. Versa. Virus is not coming up. I don't know that I know Virus. $19.99 film. What the fuck, Wikipedia? Your search sucks dick. What the fuck? Virus. I don't know that I've seen this one. Hell yeah. Oh, it sounds great. A malevolent extraterrestrial entity that seeks to turn humanity into cyborg slaves. This is reminding me of another one. I think it's got Charlie Sheen in it. Is this Arrival? Oh, is this? Yeah. Huh. Is this like a full movie and the other one's like a short version of the same story? I feel like it's the same story. They made a sequel to this? Direct to video? No way. I didn't know there was a fucking sequel. I don't think that this is a particularly great film or anything, but it would fit with our themes. Oh yeah, Gattaca. I like Gattaca. Gattaca's weird and is another one that would fit right in. Yeah, Gattaca's real strange. Mars Attacks. Yeah, Mars Attacks is really fucking goofy. Really fucking goofy. "12 Monkeys." That's another great suggestion. 12 Monkeys is fucking weird. Yeah, plenty to do, plenty to enjoy, all in due time. But suffice to say, as far as this particular double feature, for me, Tremors 4 was definitely the winner. I actually genuinely liked it. It wasn't a great movie or anything. It didn't rise to film, but it was, it was fine. But yeah, lots to enjoy. Looking forward to doing more. We should think up some other things to do as well, because I know that I just said earlier, like I should stop trying to fix Enjoyers Committee, but I feel like there could be more going on than me just showing up and being like, I'm gonna search for the movie we watched in my browser and just talk out of my ass for 3 hours about that. Maybe there's some other stuff. I feel like I'd like it to be more participatory, because I don't want it to just be my opinions. I want it to be more of a discussion. I want more of your opinions. So I don't know. We'll see. But that's going to do it for tonight, everybody. Thank you for joining me and hanging out. And I hope you enjoyed the committee. Tomorrow, Sunday Gun Day. I will see you next stream. Have a beautiful night, y'all. Bye-bye.